Welcome back to the motherfucking channel, nigga. This day 2, team 2, episode 2. We locked in. Now, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's much appreciated. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Get me in that algorithm, you know what I'm saying? And let's run this shit up together. Now, if you're the first here, I need the first person to watch the shit in full. Just leave a comment, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know you was here. Now, on day 2, team 2, episode 2, we're going to dive right into the Golden State Warriors. Now, I've been fiending to talk about this team because not only do I think they have arguably the best team in the NBA, because the best team in the NBA is not just about the players. You know what I'm saying? It's about continuity. It's about knowing where your guy's going to be when he's going to be there. It's about setting up your offense in the span of 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds instead of 13 seconds. It's about niggas knowing where they need to be, when they need to be there, and who's first option, who's second option, and who's third option, so it don't get confused or misconstrued. And of course, defensively, you got to know who's the anchor on the defense, and he got to be able to tell you where you need to be, and it's not even a debate. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference with the Warriors. Now, in addition to that, my MVP pick is also on the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Clay. It definitely ain't Chris. It ain't Dre. It's your boy, Chef Burry. Now, niggas forget, last year, Chef was... He was up there in the MVP discussion, and then he pulled the shoulder out like a bait. Had to hit the weight room. He bugging. Now, this year, you're telling me you have that same Chef from last year. The same, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got a chef, like he really a chef, bro. Like, you got the same chef from last year, but you got an additional playmaker on the team that understands that he's first option. The playmaker has zero intent to even argue where he ranks in the scoring because he knows he's not first. He knows he's not second. He knows he's not third. Now, he might be arguably for third, but you need Wiggins to be scoring to keep his mind right. You know what I'm saying? And then last year, that was another thing. The scoring hierarchy was so deep that it got confusing at times. That's why you got Jordan Poole taking certain shots that he really wasn't supposed to take. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that he can't make them. It's like, if we come down 20 possessions, right? And we're used to Steph shooting it 14 out of those 20 possessions. Then you add everybody else, you sprinkle everybody else. Now Clay comes back, that 14 turns to 12, but it's still the most. Now you got Clay, who's used to taking 8, maybe 7, whatever. Now you bring in Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole feels like, in his mind, I ain't gonna lie, like, cause in everybody's mind, we all thought Jordan Poole was better than Clay. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least last year. So, you got the hierarchy of scoring: Steph, Clay, Poole, Wiggins. The confusing part is Poole thinks he's better than Clay. And Poole is actually third. But now Wiggins, who's used to being, like he got a little comfortable in that third option role. And he's a great third option. Don't get me wrong. Poole is also a great third option. Maybe a better second option. But the point is, it's so many scorers on the team, it's hard to divvy it up. You feel me? And that's a good problem to have. But a better problem to have is a facilitating point guard. Now, that's Chris Paul. And not only is Chris Paul a facilitating point guard, you got a bunch of facilitating point guards around the league. Right? I mean, not as much as used to because everybody is a shooting guard playing the one. But Chris Paul is not only the point guard, he's the point guard. You feel me? Steve Kerr was a shooter as their coach. Great coach. Kenny Ack's a great assistant. Like, they have a great team. They had Mike Brown. Mike Brown was a great coach. They had a great organization all around. Owners from top to bottom show spick and spank. It was a great team, right? Now, what Chris Paul adds is that extra thing that he sees. Because a point guard is supposed to be an extension of the coach, right? And, I mean, it makes sense. Steph is the extension of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was a sharpshooter. Steph's a sharpshooter. But now you add a guy that sees 3 plays in it. Not saying Steve Kerr, Steph don't, but they see it for the shot. He see it to create a shot, right? And by creating a shot, you create a shot for Wiggins, you create a shot for Clay, you create a shot for Steph. Now, they already announced that Chris is starting, which I thought was a great idea. What I would probably do is put Clay at the 3 and get Wiggs off the bench. Honestly, he's the most expendable because Draymond off the bench doesn't necessarily. I mean, it's not gonna be the same because Draymond has been playing with Steph for years. So he knows where Steph wants the ball, when Steph wants the ball. And when niggas is not getting him the ball, he know how to tell niggas like, yo, y'all bugging. Get that nigga to rock. And when Steph is shooting too much, he know how to say, yo, Steph, pass that fucking pill. Right? A lot of niggas don't have that leeway. Now, I don't even think Steve Kerr has that. Steve Kerr is always patting Steph on the back, enabling him. And that's a good problem. You know, it's not even a problem. It's a good thing. But what Draymond adds is, Steph, chill out. And then that'll get Steph tight. And that don't mean Steph gonna pass. That just means the next 4 shot he's shooting, and he gonna make the one that matters. You feel me? He know how to light that fire on the niggas. So I'd keep Draymond in the starting lineup. I need Looney at the big. That's the only problem I see with the Warriors right now from winning the championship, honestly. Is, well, 2 things. If Chris stays healthy, I don't see why they don't. You feel me? I don't see why they don't. Because you have Dre finding Clay and Steph, and you got Chris finding Clay and Steph, the point guard. If Chris stays healthy and they just get like a little scrap big, like they could go pick up JaVale McGee again. Like, no disrespect to JaVale McGee, but they don't need no all-star big. Like, they had Wiseman. Wiseman was bullshit, and I get why they traded him. That nigga had all the chances and opportunities in the world to improve, bro, even when he wasn't playing. He wasn't doing shit. But you posting pictures for the championship that you didn't play in? Like, come on, gang. Contribute. Work on your fucking game. I get you was injured. I understand all of that. Work on your game, bro. Work on your game. So they traded him, so they don't really have a big. They don't have a future big, which I know they still sick over picking Wiseman over LaMelo. Oh my God. But without, with the NBA narrative or the storyline, really, if they had LaMelo, Jordan Poole wouldn't have been born. He wouldn't have had the opportunity. So it worked out, And then they show that Wiseman is a bust. They not even really talk about Wiseman anymore because they just expect it. He's a mid-tier big. He's still young. He still has chance. He still has time. He need to go spend that 50 racks or whatever racks Hakeem charging and go work out with him. That's what he need to do. He bullshitting. He don't got no damn post work or defense. Like, he got a little bit, but not enough to where you on the floor. Like, you supposed to be like a option. And I don't see you as an option. Every time I see you play, I don't see you as an option, bro. So, in my opinion, I feel like Steph is going to get all the fucking looks in the world. Because Poole comes in and takes roughly 13 to 16 shots on an average night. I say 13 on an average night. And this is off the top. It's not even me really looking at it. This is just me watching ball and knowing that nigga's an offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he comes in and he shoots. That's his game. And nothing wrong with that. He's a mini Steph. So now you take that extra 13 shots, you turn that into about 7 for Chris, because Chris just trying to win the chip. So you turn it about 7 roughly, and that's just they leaving Chris wide open, daring him to shoot. Couple mid-ranges, you're going to get about 7 shots. And he draw contact. So I could see Chris averaging a double-double, honestly. You feel me? So you got Chris running the 1, Steph at the 2, Clay at the 3, Dre at the 4, Looney at the 5, right? That's a very good team. And not only is it a very good team, that's a dangerous team. Because you can't box in one Steph on that. Because you got to worry about Chris Paul coming off the screen and shooting that midi. And that midi opens up everything. Because you see 2 of those middies go down, as a coach, you know what the coach saying? Yo, we need to make an adjustment. Because that's not going to, that can't happen. And Chris is completely waiting for the adjustment. He don't have no intentions of shooting mid-ranges all game or wide open threes all game. He want to create a shot for himself, defense help, finds Clay, finds Steph. Draymond, same shit. Sometimes Draymond don't even look at the rim, bro. I don't even know how he does it. But he set a hard screen. Like, they're dangerous, bro. They are dangerous. There's a lot of teams that are dangerous. No disrespect to those teams. But what they don't have is continuity and that veteran presence. I spoke about veteran presence in my last video. Now you got 4 vets on the team. You know who's going to benefit off that? Wiggins. You know who's going to benefit off that? Fucking Kuminga. I think Kuminga might be in the debate for most improved if he get the minutes. Honestly. If I'm Steve Kerr, I'm playing more of Kuminga than I'm playing Draymond. And that's not because I don't like Draymond. That's because Draymond is a playoff contender. I don't think he's going to play hard regardless. But I don't need Draymond playing 35 minutes in a regular season. Why? I say 29. In the playoffs, we get him back to speed. Because what that does is that gives an extra 20 minutes to Kuminga. I see Kuminga being extremely efficient, bro. Extremely. Chris Paul made DeAndre Jordan make the All-Star team, bro. All-NBA. Come on, man. Kuminga is just as bouncy. He get just as high. So, you got Kuminga and Chris Paul. You got Wiggins, super athletic as well. He might turn fucking the Warriors into Lob City. That's kind of crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Because he got to be. Come on, man. Then you got Moody, catch and shoot. Then they brought in Dario Saric, catch and shoot big. It's a nice lineup, man. It's a nice lineup. It's hard to argue. The only thing I would add, if I'm the Warriors, is another big. And they was interviewing Dwight Howard. I don't know. Dwight's a little bit of a distraction, like they say. He doesn't fit the organization. I say they go back and get JaVale. JaVale has the height. He does the same thing as Dwight, but he's quiet, right? And when I say quiet, I mean like he's not in the media. He's not in the media for a bunch of gay shit talking about. And nothing against gays. It's just randomly like Dwight Howard just pops up on my timeline. Somebody exposing him. It's like, dude, just come out the closet if you in the closet, bro. There's nothing wrong with it, bro. It's a new day and age. You feel me? But then all of that, and then he's not relaxed. Like, he's more of a hype. He just doesn't fit the culture, in my opinion, right? He's an LA type of guy, LA off the bench type of guy, like where when he's loud, it's not as visible because all they're talking about is LeBron or Kobe or, now it's Austin Reeves. So I say they get a good big and roster. Like, I was gonna say reconstruct the roster, but the roster is fine. That is a great roster. So that's a great team right there, man. I'm looking forward to the NBA season. I'm looking forward to see what they do. They may go for that number 1 seed just off the strength. Like, they can't help themselves. Then you got Klay on a bounce back. Klay sold in the playoffs, bro. Sold. How many niggas fucking parlays got fucked because of Game 6 Klay? Mine's did. Mine's did. Because we thought that was a real thing. I still think it's a real thing. But I see Klay bouncing back. I see Klay getting in his bag. I see Klay working all season. Barring any catastrophic injuries, nobody can beat the Warriors. That's my opinion. No Bron, no Denver. Denver don't have the shooting power that the Warriors have. Like, nobody can beat the Warriors, bro. That's my opinion. That's my take. And with that, I'm going to end this episode off with that. Next episode, we kind of randomizing it, but I'm going to try to figure out an order. And we're just going to go through the rest of the teams in the NBA. And these are my picks. When the season starts, I'll give my picks out. I have a couple guru friends. I'm going to have them submit their picks. And I'm going to put my picks out, give out some picks for the season, man. And with that being said, appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I'm out. Schlatt.